The memory of Jason still haunts you. You're not alone. Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning.
Severe trauma at age 12. Brutal self-defense, murder of a psychopathic killer. Boy, they've given him every therapy they can think of. It's a wonder his mind isn't fried with all the drugs they've given him.
The mindless, murderous fury that was buried with Jason has been reborn.
Pete!
And suddenly, terror has become child's play. Friday the 13th, Part 5, A New Beginning.
Viewpoints and beliefs presented on this program do not necessarily reflect those of the management, the affiliates and broadcast partners, or the sponsors. Listener discretion is advised.
Scarefest Radio, the radio you can see.
And hello and good evening, everyone, and welcome to Scarefest Television. We are at August 29th, 2025, Labor Day weekend. Happy Labor Day. And as someone just pointed out in the chat room, 49 days. 49 days until Scarefest. I will trust your math. Our guest tonight, of course, we have, that's all right. First, I'll go to the co-host, Joanna Hochstetter. Joanna Hochstetter joins me once again. And what y'all drinking? One of your energy drinks? Is that like
I got my witch's brew. Oh no, this is a Lonnie witch's brew. It's freaking delicious.
What is it?
Caramel apple. It tastes just like caramel apple, like the treats you get in your trick or treat
bag. Is it
bag
alcoholic or
on
not
Halloween.
alcoholic?
Oh no, it's not alcoholic.
Okay.
It's energy.
See, it's energy. You could see that entire conversation could have been avoided by going, yes.
I wanted to talk.
All right. And next up, our guest tonight, coming back to the show, Melanie Kinnaman, who, this is like the second loveliest I've ever seen you look. Because you always look like, get that thing out from in front of your lovely face. Now,
Hello.
everybody, Melanie is at a disadvantage because she has had 1 year of my humor being Facebook friends. So I can literally feel like I can say anything to her and get away with it this time, which I kind of pushed the envelope last time, but that seems to be what endeared me to her.
Okay, well, bring it.
Okay.
I'm a little nervous, but bring it.
Oh, yeah. Because I'm such a, hey, I did dress like a serious journalist tonight. Nobody in the chat room said a goddamn thing about my tie.
No, you look fabulous.
Even Melanie even brought it up.
I did. The shirt, the whole thing is, wow.
I'm the package, baby. I'm the package.
You're the whole package.
I will throw in there, Joe reviews Clown in the Cornfield tonight, and we have 4 celebrity announcements. But just to give you a heads up, everybody, this will probably be the last 4 official celebrity announcements, unless something else just trickles in. This is the last 4 we have planned, but somebody usually finds a contract laying under their couch they forgot to mail it in. We're going to stop right here for now. Melanie, I sat down. Now, do you realize everything you're in is pay-per-view? I would have had to rent anything that you've been in.
It's all pay-per-view. It's all, yeah.
I hope you make $1 every time I watch it. Anyway, so I did rent
So I make
Friday
money
the
every
13th.
time you
I rented Friday the 13th Part 5. Once again, it's funny, I rented it, and my television remembered how far I'd watched it the last time I rented it, and started in the middle of the movie. But anyway, so I did watch it again, so I got some, last time we went more in depth on it. So this time I want to know your opinion on some stuff.
Uh-oh.
Do you think it was wise in your position at a mental health facility to let a mental patient have a pocket knife like that?
None of it made sense. None of it was smart. None of it. I go on record saying that.
Okay,
also,
so then I'm going to assume that you feel the same way about the person that had obvious aggressive tendencies using an axe to cut firewood.
oh, let's not forget the first time I meet Tommy and bring him in the office, I say to him, it's an honor system. Now, come on. He's a psychopath, and I'm telling him it's the honor system. Basically, do what you want.
That's pretty much how the movie went from there on. It
answers that for you.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good. Yeah, I'm glad we're on the same page here. And this was the worst scene in the movie for me. After the kid,
Was it mine?
No, you were not. This was not your fault. After the kid got killed, okay? And you're all sitting around the table getting ready for breakfast. The doctor says, I know how you all feel, so let's just have breakfast. That was not very professional.
Boy, you studied this movie.
I'm telling you, it stood
Nothing
out to
gets
me.
a pass with you. Oh my!
Now,
I'm on the same page.
I'm going to end my segment with telling you one of your scenes. I'm going to compliment you on 50% realism. Your chainsaw scene at the end. When it died while you were using it, that was the most realistic thing, having owned chainsaws all my life. That I just got to say that was about the most realistic movie scene I've ever seen.
Well, that's the first time I ever handled one, and
Well,
it was a real one.
That's the way they all do. That's why, except for the part that it should have showed you spending 5 minutes getting it started, because they never happened. But the fact that it died while you were using it, I just wanted to say kudos to whoever set that scene up for you.
They didn't want to give me a lot of extra screen time to have a real character because they needed time to kill people.
And they buzzed right through. You know what? Okay, now that's something else. It's not your fault. The one thing I noticed about this movie, it has as many more kills than most, I would say, because it just knocks everybody out. It's indiscriminate. And yet, the movie trailer to me, it doesn't play into that. That was the official trailer we played at the beginning of the show.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, and I guess I realize they can't get gory, but the movie trailer didn't even make it sound that scary.
Did they do that on purpose, perhaps? Paramount was so skittish while we were shooting this. Well, you got an X rating the first time out. So I think they try to keep the trailer so pristine, I mean, as much as you can, and still bring a crowd in. I think maybe that was the reason. And they also maybe didn't want to show the kills and give you a little sneak peek. I don't know. I'm trying.
I realize I can't show the kills, but I mean, show the knife going up in the air.
Something.
Show the face.
Yeah.
Well, not Darcy's face, because that was
something. Yeah.
Joanna.
No, I agree.
Hey, so staying on topic, there were a lot of over-the-top scenes in the film. And I saw that you were fighting to not bust out laughing during a lot of the movie. Which ones, do you remember which moments made you probably crack and you just lost it and you had to recover?
Well, you won't even guess this one. I mean, the chainsaw scene, I've talked about that. That made me laugh. But there's this nothing scene. I mean, it's a development in the movie when I first meet Tommy, and I walk through this hallway and there are all the other psychos, kids with problems at Pinehurst, and I see each one of them as I walk down and make my way to the office, and I just lost it. I mean, there's the kid with the stutter and the other one with the cross eye. I mean, yeah, so, and I was also overtired because we shot 17 hours, you know, so by the
Oh,
time,
wow.
yeah, it was a very grueling schedule, needless to say. But yeah, I was overtired and no excuse. I was giddy. At one point, the director said, "You really have to get it together." So I had to really, really concentrate and think of something and not the actual people. If you saw these misfits before they were cleaned up and you saw them on film, it was really something. Nobody would keep a straight face. So yeah, that scene and the chainsaw scene, because it really cracked me up. We had a whole day of rehearsals. And then we shot it at night, Halloween night, by the way, it was October 31st. And just the vision of me kicking that door open and coming out with that chainsaw, it was hysterical to me. I don't know why. It worked when you see it in the movie, it works, but it was just so ridiculous to me. I don't know why.
I love that because I'm terrible about laughing at the worst moments myself. So when I read that, I was like, oh, I love this. This is so much fun.
Those were the most, yeah. And that breakfast scene that Wes brought up was so ridiculous. I mean, someone's just died. Let's just eat. That one stuff. You can tell in the look in my face in that breakfast scene that I'm really struggling.
Love it. So your fate in the Friday the 13th franchise, it kind of remains like ambiguous. And us fans, we often discuss, what could have, been if your character continued into Jason Lives, because I think that was the original plan. So kind of what are your thoughts, like looking back at that what if?
Well, once I got past the resentment of the whole thing of being, I was signed to do 5 and 6 when I got part 5. So when we wrapped 5, I had a few months off. They sent me the script for part 6. And it was going to continue from the last shot of part 5 with him behind me. And he's got the knife. So part 6 started there. Anyway, in the course of me studying my part, I get a phone call from my agent who had just spoken to Paramount that John Shepard doesn't want to do it. And we were signed together. We needed to do, it had to be the two of us. And he didn't want to do it. He's a born again Christian now, and he thinks it's all evil. And I said, well, then get somebody else, because I'm ready to go, get another actor. No, we can't do that because you're both the last shot so recognizable. So we're just going to scrap the whole thing. Now they had to pay me, but I really wanted to do that role. I think it might have changed a lot of things for me in my career, but who knows? What happens is he becomes the new killer. I'm telling you the script. Tommy becomes a killer. As far as I got in halfway through the script of part 6, I'm still alive. My only consolation about not getting to do it is that I live forever, because you really don't know, you don't see me die on film. And so there you go. I'm forever.
Exactly.
That's my only consolation. But yeah, I was bitter about it for years because I was ready to go and it was exciting. You can imagine.
Exactly. I'm sure. All right, let's go back to Wes.
Oh, I think he's sleeping.
Oh, he does that sometimes.
First commercial.
Are you a fan of horror movies, books, comics, music, and collectibles? Rue Morgue magazine is for you. Subscribe today to receive 6 or 12 print issues annually and join me, executive editor Andrea Subissati, on an ongoing journey through the horror genre of the past, present, and future. Plus, get access to unmissable special editions such as A Century of Witches, 50 Years of Gore Cinema, British horror movies, and so much more. Rue Morgue, the world's premier horror and culture and entertainment magazine since 1997. Accept no substitute.
And welcome back, everybody, to Scarefest TV. Our guest tonight is the lovely and talented Melanie Kinnaman, who is, I meant to ask you, because you, when I posted about the show, Spill Secrets.
Well, that was one of them. The fact that they screwed me on part 6. And stuff that went on the set, I think, if you want to get into.
Oh well,
some
we
of
got an article. I do want to follow up on what you just said though. Okay, the fact that you were ready to go for 2 more installments.
Yes. Yes.
That
When
is
I got
actually refreshing for me to hear, because one of the things I'm asking most of my female guests are, did you embrace horror movies as a genre?
Yes, I did. And I was late to the party because when I got part 5, when I was auditioning for it, I didn't know anything about the franchise. Friday the 13th meant nothing to me. I hadn't seen them. And then when I got the role, I said to Frank Mancuso Jr., who was the executive producer, I need to see part 4. I need some help here. I don't know anything about Friday the 13th. So they gave me a private screening of part 4, and that was my foray into the whole thing of what I was now stepping into. In the process of acting and doing the movie, I learned a lot about the difficulty of that sort of thing. It's not straight drama, it's not comedy, which I had done a lot of. It is an action movie, really. And a lot of the stuff that you see on film, I was there, but the action wasn't there, if that makes sense to you. So I'm reacting to things that weren't there, like dead bodies and stuff. The one real thing was when the old grandpa comes through the glass window in front of me. I was there for that. But I got a love for horror after that. But it took a while because, again, I was a novice to horror. My favorite movie, I don't like horror movies, but my favorite movie, which isn't quite horror, is The Exorcist. I think it's brilliant. I still think it's brilliant. I think it holds up. So I have a great respect for that. Alfred Hitchcock, things like that.
Now to follow up on that, now pulling up your IMDb, I was wondering kind of how that worked for you, because like I said, a lot of actresses say that they might do a horror part, which obviously is the only reason they're on my damn show, but they were afraid of getting cast into horror movies. Basically, it's a story, because they didn't feel it was a respectable genre or whatever. I was worried about that with you, because from Friday the 13th, I don't see anything on your next few years there that qualified as horror. But for you,
No.
that was just basically working actors. You took, I take, the part you liked, but
Yeah.
you weren't turning.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you weren't more.
Yes.
There were a lot of good horror movies that came out
Yes.
around that time. I'm
No
surprised
one's
you weren't picked for more horror movies, is I guess what I'm saying.
No one's more surprised than me. And so to clarify, I didn't turn anything down. It's not like it was coming my way. So I got to do a lot of television, not horror. One of my favorite shows was Cheers. I got to do that. I got to work, and then there was a lull because I don't talk about this. I'm writing a book, and it'll be in the book that let me just say my career was stopped by Harvey Weinstein. So I had a meeting with him, and things didn't go well. And he attacked me. And he said, if you ever report this, you'll never work. So I went home, called my agent, told him what happened, and he said, you can never tell anybody. You have to, take this to your grave, which I did. And in hindsight, I probably should have told everybody, because he still blacklisted me for about 10 years.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's why I didn't get certain things at certain studios. Universal wouldn't hire me. The only ones that would hire me was Independence and Paramount. God bless Paramount. They hired me a lot. And I got to do some of their TV shows. And then during that time, I needed to keep working and acting, and I'm a singer-dancer, so I put together a rock band. And I toured with that. The name of the band was Bliss, and I toured during those 8 to 10 years that I was kind of blacklisted. I toured and did a rock band.
Wish I'd looked for clips of that.
I'll bring that out. We had a demo, what was called a demo deal. We had a deal with Polygram Records, and I got to go to Europe and travel with this great band. And then that didn't have a life after a certain length of time. And then I went back to acting, and I was able to get back into it again. But
Joanna?
no, I didn't turn it down. I didn't turn horror down. No, none of that happened.
All right. So I want to take it back to the beginning, if that's okay.
Mhm.
So I read that you started dancing at the age of 4. You were, let's see, modeling and at 15, and dancing, singing, acting all by 16.
Mhm.
That's impressive.
It's all in New York
So,
City.
say again?
It was all in New York City. I didn't come west to Hollywood until I was in my mid-20s. All the work I did was in New York City.
Oh, wow. So, what like challenges and joys, even joys, did you face juggling all those roles?
Well, each one is different in itself, you know. It was great being a dancer. It opened doors for me for acting. I did some famous commercials, the big Dr. Pepper ones, the singing and
Mhm.
dancing. I was the star of one of those and got an award for that. So I got to do a lot of great things outside of acting. But my whole dream was to be an actress. So the singing and dancing, I sang jingles for commercials, if you know what that is. So that opened doors for me, and I had a plan. So once I thought I did everything I could possibly do in New York, I came out west to Hollywood. And I came here, I didn't know anybody. And I said, this is my time. I'm 25, I'm getting old. Hollywood
Oh,
standards. No, New York standards, it's not. Hollywood standards, I mean, by the time I showed up, I was considered old. So,
oh my gosh.
yeah, I was shocked.
That's terrible.
I was,
Right?
Hollywood's a whole different thing. Yeah, yeah.
Oh my
Matter of fact, I
gosh.
found out I'm the oldest final girl. The final girls are all in there. When you're a final girl, you know, the lead characters in the Friday the 13th, they're all, I suppose, they're playing 17, 18, 19, 20. And I was playing mid 20s. Yeah.
Oh, okay. There we go.
So the fans tell me that I'm the oldest final girl. Isn't that lovely?
Yes,
Well, now
I
I
think
want to
so.
interject here. You worked at a medical facility. The other chicks were all camp counselors.
Were they? Oh, that's right. Yeah. I mean, I was a shrink. So yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with being 26 and being a final lady. I guess I don't
Exactly.
play as final girl.
No, I think you're a girl. So, but before Friday the 13th, you were talking about being on Cheers. There was like even Guiding Light, Days of Earth, or it was The World Turns, excuse
General
me.
Hospital. General Hospital was my
Yeah.
first job. General Hospital was my first job. I mean, I literally got off the plane, went on auditions, and got that. So I was thrilled. I was able to get an apartment, and I had money coming in. And then right after that, my absolute favorite show, you probably don't even know it anymore, but was Hill Street Blues. And I loved that show, and it was the biggest thrill to act with those actors. Yeah. Daniel J. Travanti and Keel Martin, look them up. It was such a thrill.
Oh, wow. That is
So that was my
awesome.
foray into Hollywood, and I didn't get the cool, well, how can I say this? I didn't get the sexy kind of Baywatch and all that stuff. They said I was too New York. I wasn't a California girl, but it worked out for me because I got the stuff that I really wanted to do. You know, the shows, the real acting shows,
Yes.
Hill Street Blues, you know?
Yes, things with depth. So
Yeah,
I love
and I
that.
had to put down the other things because I went up for them, but they just made it very clear to me that I was not a California girl and I wasn't that type. And some said she's too strong, she's too Jane Fonda, whatever that meant. I don't know. But I got that a lot. She's too Jane Fonda.
Hmm. Wow,
Anyway,
that's
yeah,
fun.
I didn't take it as an insult. I loved her, so compliment,
I
but it's kind of a weird feedback, you know.
was going to say, yeah, I definitely had some of her workout tapes when I was a little younger. So
Oh yeah, still do.
definitely. So, but there was also Thunder Alley, right?
Yes, that was right
Eh,
before Friday the 13th. Yes.
Okay. You played, I think, a star, or your name was Star, and you were a drug addicted model in the
Yes.
role.
And
Okay.
I was the dealer. I was the heroin addict who was supplying the band with drugs and sex. Very proud of that role.
Right.
I really wanted to get that role because it was something meaty, you know. I was thrilled to get
Yes.
it. I had a ton of callbacks and I got it. And it was a great challenge, I can tell you that.
Yes, and that was my question. I was like, how did you prepare emotionally and mentally for like such a complex role?
I went to Narcotics Anonymous meetings.
Mhm.
I befriended some heroin addicts, former heroin addicts, and they were very helpful because I told them I was doing this role, and they helped me a lot, I have to say. But I thought, what do I do? So I went to Alcoholics Anonymous and Narcotics Anonymous, all the 12 step. And those guys were gracious. They all helped me. So
Oh,
that's how I get
wow.
a lot of the backstory, if you will. And
Okay. Definitely. That's wow, that is commitment right there.
it was interesting. And I went into the underbelly of Hollywood, into the back streets. I'm telling you, it was an education.
All right. All right. Let's kick it back to Wes.
And it's time to get these announcements out of the way. Let's start with, you pull that up so I can read the names. Oh, heck, I've lost it. Oh, well. Let's see. There it is. Okay. And ready. We're adding just a whole slew of people to the My Bloody Valentine franchise. We had Peter Cowper. Now we're going with Rory Hallier, Ellen Udy, Tom Kovacs, and Rob Stein. Those are your announcements. We're going to round our celebrity announcements out with bringing in a full-blown My Bloody Valentine reunion. Now, here's something that you might have seen on Facebook. I do want to remind everybody. Next Friday, Movies and Mayhem with Annabelle at Lex Live at the Corner Bar. There's a cosplay contest. I didn't see that before. Horror trivia, photo ops. I can't be there. I got stuff to do. But go get together with some of your Scarefest friends. Friday, September 5th. That's the 5th? Okay, I'm questioning. I've been off a day for like 2 weeks. So the dates are just a total mess to me. So anyway, Friday, September 5th, head to Lexington, go to Lex Live, the Corner Bar, and join your Scarefest friends for basically the Conjuring, whatever the new Conjuring movie. They're celebrating that. I want to remind everybody that Spirits of the Vineyard Paranormal Investigation, that's only about halfway sold out. You can still get on that during Scarefest. That's on that's a Saturday night hunt. So Saturday night with the Tennessee Wraith Chasers, that is available. Here's a new one we're adding, and I'll explain it a little bit. Friday night, we've added a Friday night ghost investigation. We had such a good time down to the Lexington LASC, Arts and Science. That's the name of it. Lexington Arts and Science Theater. Building is about 200 years old. So yeah, that's what we call it, Centuries of Ghosts. But anyway, Aaron Sagers is going to take that over, and in his place, we've moved Dustin Perry to the Warren Museum hunt, and of course, Shane Pittman, we'd already said, had taken Dave Schrader's place on the Warren Museum hunt. So here's a new ghost hunt. This is not expensive. We've kept the price down on purpose for people that didn't want to spring for the money to be in the Warren Museum hunt. Here's one. It's a good hunt. It's off-site. Good price point. So if you want to go ghost hunting, great historic place with Aaron Sagers, that is going on sale probably tonight. Yeah. Now, of course, there will be a photo op for My Bloody Valentine. I don't know they've got that up yet, but there will definitely. Here, where's my notes here? I could just be reading instead of making this stuff up. New photo op said Angry Grandma in costume. Angry Grandma in costume. Mystery costumes every day because that's how Grandma rolls. That's what they say. So they are doing photo ops for Angry Grandma. Melissa Rose will be doing her packing heat in costume photo op. That's going on sale, or is going on sale. And of course, Friday the 13th, part 3. See what it says about that here. I got no notes on that. It's a group photo op. It is a group photo op. We got some new photo ops. That's the moral of the story. Talk Jericho Live, that is still for sale. No indication that it's sold out. Basically, if you get the champion pass, you get front row seating and a swag bag. And maybe who knows what else. Selfie. You do get a selfie. But it is free to attend if you don't want to spend the money for the front row seating and the swag bag and the selfie. Hey, just come and see us. Talk Jericho Live. Talk Scary to Me has announced their guest. Let's see, because I can't read the graphic because it's too small. Daniel Harrison and Scout Taylor Compton will be joined on stage by special guest Jeremy Spencer, co-founder and former drummer of Five Finger Death Punch. Jeremy is set to appear alongside Danielle and Scout in their upcoming horror film, Last Chance Motel, and fans will get a first-hand taste of their on-screen chemistry excuse me, during this one-night-only live podcast event. This exclusive appearance is part of Talk Scary to Me Live, and Jeremy will not have a booth at the convention. So, don't miss your chance to see him on stage with the duo for a night of unfiltered scares, stories, and laughs. Special effects classes at Scarefest. Scarefest weekend is bringing you a full special effects track led by Rob Whalen and Hollywood effects legend Joe Castro. All weekend long, you can learn everything from prosthetic basics and face casting to a live zombie makeup demo. There's even a kids class on Sunday, plus an advanced session where students take home a pro artist kit. Most classes are free and no experience is needed. It's your chance to get hands-on with the magic of movie monsters. It's your chance to get hands-on with the magic of movie monsters. Type's really small and I'm really old. And don't forget, of course, third weekend of the month, every month, Central KY Mystical Market, 1165 Center Parkway. Check that out. Go ahead and mark your calendar for that. And Fear the Talking Heads. Tonight issue is Halloween 3 review with guest co-host Jason Shepard at Fear the Talking Heads on YouTube. Look it up, people, at Fear the Talking Heads. And we're back with our guest, Melanie Kinnaman. Melanie, you got my tongue all tied tonight. I'm all out of sorts.
Oh, blame it on me.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm doing. Okay. We kind of touched on this last time you were interviewing on the show, so I'm just going to ask you more directly this time. On Friday, the 13th, part 5, why were you like the only girl that didn't go topless?
Why?
Every other chick in that movie took their shirt off at some time.
Well, that was one of the things in the contract, I said, I'm not doing any nudity.
Good for you.
And they said, you don't need to, but you see what they did.
No, that's the whole wet.
Hosed me down. Yeah. They put me in a white shirt, and the first day of shooting the chasing, the running scene, chase scene, they said, cut. And the director came over and he said, you need to take off your underwear, your bra and everything, because we can see it through the shirt. And that was my moment where I went, okay. So I did, and I thought, okay, it's fine, until they hosed me down. But again, I was so into what I was doing, and they literally hosed me down. They had rain machines, buckets of rain, but that wasn't enough for them. They had like fire hoses on me. So they had one guy whose job was to hose me down. And it was like 30 degrees, so it was freezing. And like I said, I was so into playing the role that I was unaware of anything else. And so at the screening is the first time I saw that you could see through the shirt. And I said, well, they got what they wanted, boobs everywhere. Now,
I remember 1985, and I would have been perfectly happy seeing a bra under a wet t-shirt. Because in 85, that was cool.
It wasn't enough for them. Not enough for them. Yeah.
I just we're me before the show. I'm not going to give anything away, but me and Melanie were just trashing agents and producers and directors out. The whole industry is corrupt. Corrupt, I tell you. I do have a question from the chat room. I want to get in before I toss it to Joanna. Performing in New York, did you ever make it to Broadway?
Yes, I did 2 Broadway shows as a dancer in the chorus, not as an actor. So yes, I did. And
What were they?
it was very thrilling. I did Nono Nanette and I did Pippin.
At least I've heard of it.
Yes.
Because I am an uncultured swine, in case of that knows. Joanna, over to you.
Oink oink, baby. So one of my favorite things to always ask, so on any type of stage or set, did you experience any kind of bloopers? Did people play pranks? Just any kind of favorite memory off the top of your head that you can share with us?
Dick Warlock, who's a great stunt coordinator and actor, you know. He was the stunt coordinator for part 5, and he taught me how to use the chainsaw. And he was very close with Tom Morga, who plays Jason in part 5. So they had a lot of pranks they played on each other. And there's one scene where Tom, as Jason, is looking up, and he's supposed to be very frightening and ominous as he's looking up at this window, and out of frame of the shot is. And he's supposed to be very stern and scary. And Dick Warlock is off camera mooning him. He took his pants off and turned around and mooned him. And Morgan, you see him in the shot, his shoulders start to shake because he's holding laughter. So we had some fun things like that. Yeah. But it was mostly done by people like the stunt people. The actors didn't do a lot of that, at least not to me or scenes I was in. I think they screwed around with each other, if you know what I mean. Not literally. Maybe. Maybe.
Yeah, you never know. It's it's a good time.
I'm sure there was.
Yes, it's all fun. So I know you mentioned the book, but what are there any other projects that you were working on? I know writing a book, that must be very taxing.
Yeah, it's daunting because no one told me that once you start writing and it's about your life and the good things and the really bad, dark things, you have nightmares. I have nightmares every night, reliving stuff. Man, that's like a side effect I didn't know about. Hopefully that'll pass. I just got signed to do a film. It's another horror thing, so I'm excited about that. It's called The Fear Collector. I think we'll start shooting in New York next March, and you will know other cast members, but I can't say. But 3 of them are going to be at Scarefest as guests.
I'm dying to know, but we'll have to wait.
I'm sure I can tell you in January. I can't, I'm not allowed to say, but yes, 3 of the actors I'm playing opposite are going to be at Scarefest. I'm excited.
That is awesome. So
and they're well known, obviously, and they're great actors. So yeah.
Very cool.
So that's
very cool.
Fear Collector, and like I said, that's supposed to be shooting March 2026.
Okay. And then
lead character, and I play the bad guy, so I'm very excited. Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be so much
we get
fun.
a woman in the bad guy.
I'm the bad guy in this.
Hope you kill me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Damn the man.
Kill some men. Yeah.
Yes.
So.
Do you have a projection when your book is going to come out?
It'll probably take me well into 2026, and then they'll edit it and shop it because I have a ghostwriter working with me, and then they'll edit it, take out, filler stuff and put in all the good juicy stuff. I mean, there's stuff about my life that's good, but they really wanted to focus on, sadly, the bad stuff. And there's been a lot of it, and I get to name names because there's a lawyer involved who said, as long as it's true, you can name these names. So I have chapters on certain actors like Nicolas Cage and people like that would sue me, but they can't.
Oh, okay. Dang. Yeah, definitely looking forward to that. So, all right, let's kick it back over to Wes.
Hey, Scarefest, this is Joe Lewis of Bonehead Weekly, and it's weird that I'm literally going to utter this sentence. This week's review, Clown in a Cornfield. Now, Clown in a Cornfield is a Shudder exclusive. Basically, Clown in a Cornfield is about a young lady who moves to a small town in the Midwest with her dad. The mom's deceased or something's going on, and he's a physician. He gets this job, wants to change, get it to someplace different because he's lost his wife. And the daughter's not too happy, and she starts to make these friends with these 4 or 5 popular kids. And what she starts to find out is that everybody hates them because they accuse them of burning down some sort of factory, and it's kind of killed or hurt the town because that's how the town made their money, yada, yada, yada. Then a clown shows up and starts killing people out of a cornfield. Friendo the clown is a symbol of a bygone success of this local town, and you don't beep with Friendo. Now, the movie is written and directed by a guy named Eli Craig. Don't expect you to know who that is. I went ahead and figured it out for you. Eli Craig directed one of the best horror comedies I've seen in years. It's a little movie called Tucker and Dale versus Evil, right? Perfect, pitch perfect movie. He also went on to make a movie called Little Evil that you can find on Netflix, another horror comedy. Not as good. I guess this is meant to be a horror comedy. I didn't really laugh much. The jokes don't really land. There's a scene where these 2 young girls are trying to call the police, and it's a rotary phone, and they don't know how to work it. It's a cliche hack joke. I get it. You don't, and the girl doesn't know how to work a stick shift. I've just seen all these jokes before. Is the movie terrible? Absolutely not. It's actually shot really well. It has Will Sasso in it. That's cool. If you're a big fan of Will's Mad TV, he plays the sheriff. You're going to figure out the ending long before the ending happens. It's not hard. And when you're about 40 minutes into it and you think, is that? Yeah, that's it. That's the explanation. You've already got it in your head. It's not overly complicated. The movie's never quite scary. There's blood. There's some chainsaws and cut up and decapitations and stuff. There's some blood. And it's not quite funny either. Did I hate it? No. This is a run-of-the-mill movie on Shudder. If you have Shudder, totally check it out. It's only about an hour and 30 minutes. If you don't have Shudder, should you go out of your way? Absolutely not. If you like slasher films, you'll probably like this. The clown looks cool. It's just the explanation and the plot and the story and the jokes are just a little... There's a couple of really good actors in this movie that are wasted that I would have liked to have had a better script. That's it. But some of you like blood and gore and slasher films, and if you do, this is it. It's just not that funny. It's also not that horrific. It feels so uneven to me. It's hard to get that right. And I think Tucker and Dale versus Evil is almost pitch perfect. Probably the best horror comedy all the time is either Shaun of the Dead or American Werewolf in London. Probably say it's Shaun of the Dead. The ending, one of the characters, bad guys, kind of gets away. It doesn't explain how they get away, other than they drive away. Doesn't see it's just a sloppy script. So check out Clown in the Cornfield if you have Shudder. If you do not have Shudder, don't bother with this one. This has been Joe Lewis of Bonehead Weekly, and in a few weeks, I want to see you live on stage. Toodles!
And welcome back, everybody. Final segment of Scarefest TV tonight with our guest, Melanie Kinnaman. And by the way, I guess we can cross Shudder off our possible sponsor list because that was a glowing endorsement just right there. Yeah, if you got it, fine. If you don't, yeah. That's, okay. Projects for Scarefest, become a detective and ask everybody if they're filming in New York in March. We get that knocked out. Oh, and on your book,
Mm-hmm.
you said that you're dwelling on the sad stuff in the book. I guess I get to mention then.
Oh, yeah.
Get it, yeah.
You got a whole chapter, baby.
I'm still trying to get the correlation between you and Jane Fonda. I don't
Yeah, I
look
know.
at you and think Jane Fonda in any goddamn way.
I think maybe when I went in for interviews and reading, they said I was very strong and very New York, and they related that to Jane Fonda because I think she was that when she was young, doing the younger roles. I'm guessing, I don't know. But I did get it quite a bit, and I was surprised. It's not an insult, it's just kind of surprising.
I'm not taking it either way. Of course, I'm
Yeah.
not a Hollywood guy. I'm not, a movie insider. I don't break down every part other than that whole chainsaw scene. And so just looking back at what I know from her early career, and I mean, God love your heart, I don't see Barbarella. I don't see you doing Barbarella. Okay?
Yeah.
That was my actually first real exposure.
Oh, okay. Well, Barefoot in the Park, I did a off Broadway version of that. So she's done some great stuff early on, besides Barbarella, obviously. She did great roles. Yeah.
Okay. So going back to the IMDb page, I actually almost rented Best of the Best. But
yes, that's another story. Got a whole chapter on that. Yes, Eric Roberts. Yes. I auditioned for that. I really desperately wanted that role. I had 15 callbacks. They put me through the ringer for that role, and I got it, and I shot it, and all of my scenes are cut to make room for their excuse was to make room for the fight scenes. They didn't tell me I was cut. I was at the cast and crew screening where you bring your agent. It's very exciting and glamorous. And I'm sitting there. The director came over to me and he shook my hand. He said, "You were so wonderful. Thank you for everything you brought to this film." And he never told me I was cut. And we're watching the film and I'm cut from the whole thing, but I'm still in the credits. Yeah.
Does that happen a lot in Hollywood? I realize a lot of stuff. It
never happened to me. It was devastating. I guess it does happen. I've never heard of someone being completely cut out and then it's still in the credits where you go, well, where was she? Yeah, it's confusing. But, fans will bring the poster and have me sign it kind of as a joke. I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing.
I guess now this is something I know you don't have any insight. Okay, I mentioned that I rented Friday 13th. I almost rented Best of the Best. Why are all these mid and late 80s movies on pay-per-view? That's my question to the industry. This stuff, when we were promised this stuff would all be available free on the internet by now.
Well, it's interesting because it was for a long time, and Friday the 13th shows constantly. I'm constantly clicking when I see my face come up to shut it off. I don't know how you didn't get a freebie because it's on, maybe it's just this time of year and they're holding off. What is this, August? I'm telling you, all through the fall, it's constant. You can't get away from part 5 or any of the Fridays. And then somehow this spring it was on. People were texting me, "Oh, you're on right now. You're on every channel, free channels." So you got screwed.
I hope you made $1 there. I hope to God you made $1.
I always make $1. I always make $1 when I had a great agent on that, and Paramount gave me a great deal. So every time it's rented, shown, anything, I make money.
Good for you. Okay, tell me about because this is a recent one. I Spill Your Guts.
Yeah, that was fun. It's a mockumentary. I didn't know what that was. I learned it's a documentary within a documentary. I play myself. I play myself who was in Friday the 13th, who hates horror movies. And it's a comedy. It's very funny. I did a scene with V.C. Dupre from, I think he's part 10, isn't he? Part 8 or 10. I should know. So yeah, it's you have to. I can't explain it. You have to see it. It's a horror comedy.
Okay.
And there were a lot of people who played themselves. I know.
Now,
VC
wait,
Dupre.
okay. Now you say that, but now they actually on IMDb anyway, they show you have a character name. So when you say you played yourself, you played a
What's my character
characterization.
name?
What?
No, I think my character name is me.
No, now
I don't know.
in Future Smash, it's your name.
What does it say? Yeah.
It says Sheila Dick.
Oh, that's right. I'm talking about a different, I forgot about, God, I'm sorry, guys. I forgot about that project.
Okay,
Yes,
take two.
I play a CNN, oh God, it's a different movie. I play a CNN newscaster, and my name, every time I have to sign on, good evening, this is Sheila Dick. And I had to say it that way. They directed me to say, so and there's tragedy. I'm on the beat, talking about this tragedy that happened, and I'm signing off Sheila Dick. Yes, I played Sheila Dick. I kind of forgot about that. I think I blocked it out. Once in Future Smash, I played myself.
Okay.
The other one, I play Sheila Dick.
Well,
Thanks,
I'm glad
Wes.
I went there now.
Thanks, Wes. I cleared up my mind.
Well, it's best to get it out of the way now than when you're sitting at a convention table and some fan who only knows you because of I spill your guts too. Would you come up and you start telling the whole Smash story?
God, how terrible. Okay, well, thank you. You saved me.
I feel like I've done my part tonight. I feel like I've done my part.
More than enough.
If okay, now we're going to get esoteric, or I'm not going to use that word. I'd have to look at it to make sure I use it right. Philosophical. If you could go back and make any change about your career, is there anything you would change?
Well, it was all out of my hands. Isn't that interesting? I mean, I would have maybe left New York sooner to have a crack at more roles here. But what I would have changed is that I would have done part 6. That was out of my control.
Right.
But if I could go back in time and figure out how to make that happen, I would have done part 5 and 6 back to back. I think that would have changed the course of my career for me. I really do. Again, it's all hypothetical, but I believe that. I think it would have changed things for me. So yes, that I would have changed. Nothing else I can think of that, no.
Joanna, you got anything to follow up with?
I have to say, I rented part 5 as well. And all the other times I've seen it, I think I've watched it on TV. So I had no idea that what they did do. I was like, oh my gosh. I'm like, you look great. I mean, yes. But yeah, I have to say I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize that they did that to her.
Yeah. And the director said, she only looks good when she's wet.
Oh.
No, that's the truth. Yeah.
Well, that's
How would you like
wrong.
to hear that? How would you like to be an actress and hear that? She looks terrible. Hose her down. She only looks good when she's wet.
Jeez.
Wet her hair, wet her clothes, it looks much better. Yeah.
Who was this goddamn dude? I'm looking it up right now.
You know who he is. God rest his soul. And he also told me.
Now I'm going to burn it out.
He also told me I was fat. So one good thing came from that. I wasn't, but the camera puts weight on you. So right after we wrapped, I lost 10 pounds and I never put it back on.
Well,
so
now we'll say, now I shouldn't say in his defense, but in that time period, as far as what people expected on screen, I will grant it that anorexia was in bed.
Yes. And I soon stepped on that platform. Yes. But I'm a dancer, so I was able to lose the weight, but I did get a little bit of anorexia happening initially because it was such a panic to lose it. I was able to kick that bad habit. I understand it. I understand why actors and actresses get into that because the pressure, but you can lose weight. You can be in shape without starving yourself to death. And I learned. Yeah. So I don't want young actresses to do that. You really don't have to.
And I do think
I think
it was what?
He said I was fat. So that was in the middle of the movie.
I'm looking. I'm trying to remember. Because I'm from the '80s.
God bless him.
I'm trying to. I guess we did. Like I said, I guess we did expect that from on the silver screen, as you might say. But I'm not sure. I don't know where it came from. We didn't expect that in real life. But at the same time, now that Facebook has gotten kind of mature, I see a lot of it on Facebook. Body shaming and I mean body shaming for people that, to me, look healthy.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Body shaming, just people that aren't even in show business, just people and walking the streets, they get body shamed. Come on. I understand the pressure as an actor. You're on camera. You have to look a certain way. You're getting paid a lot of money in most cases. So, you have to live up to a certain ideal. And that wasn't too difficult for me. I just didn't think I was fat at the time, but for film, I was. Now everyone's going to tune in and check out my thighs or something on that.
Well, I thought you looked absolutely lovely.
Oh, this is like a Troy West. I'm telling you, you're bringing it out on me. This is like a thing. I'm spewing these secrets.
Okay,
God, I told anybody he told me I was fat. He told me I was fat just before a scene. No one knows that.
Now I'm gonna take you in a different direction because it's all about me. I'm actually asking all you lovely, beautiful actresses, what's your opinion on men dyeing their beards?
It depends on the guy. I mean, sometimes it looks okay, but if it's really too dark, it looks fake. I kind of like the natural salt and pepper thing, like what you've got going on.
No,
it
matches I got salt. Somebody lost the fucking pepper.
I see a little in there, but yeah. So if you want to throw a little bit, but don't go all dark.
All right,
it doesn't look.
I might be able to touch it up a little bit. I might
touch it up. Yeah. I don't know. What do you use just for men? It doesn't look good when it's a flat color. Am I right?
I agree with you. Actually, now when I actually used to use it, but it wasn't because of the gray. My beard in my younger year, dark hair, dark brown hair, red fucking beard. My beard had big splotches of red in it, and so I would dye it to even the color out.
Yeah.
But like in my case, I did learn just for men does not have a color that actually matches my hair color. It's either too light a brown or black.
Yeah.
But I found it if I mix the two together, it approximates. Now the other thing is never tell any guy you know if you ask about it, tell him not to do it the day before that he's going in public. It has to age.
Oh.
Yeah. The roots have to grow. Literally, the roots have to grow out a little bit to get that effect you're talking about.
Yeah, you have to have the natural. It's interesting. See the things we're learning.
See, I like sharing. I've learned about you tonight.
The girls here are learning about. We're not the only ones with these problems. Men have them
now
too.
He's got to fix his damn bald spot I'm getting, and I'll be a stud again.
What are you gonna do? That color that?
Actually, I'm thinking about that fucking powder I saw on Amazon. Some kind of powder you put in it clings to your hair and makes it. Because I'm not bald, but it's getting thin.
Okay.
But the other day we were at a meeting. We were at a meeting last Sunday, and we actually videotaped the meeting just to mainly test out a camera. And the camera was directly behind me. So I got an entire 3 hours of video of the back of my bald head.
Back of your...
So now I'm self-conscious again now.
Yeah, you'll fix it. I'll be checking it out in Kentucky when I see you.
Do they still make that spray paint stuff that, remember, it was on late night TV?
You don't want that.
Why not?
Then you're just painting skin.
Well, I'm not ready for a tube yet, so.
You got a lot of hair in the front. Just walk in frontward, Don't walk.
I ain't doing a comb over thing. I let my hair get long on top. And,
do the comb over. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll stick with that for a while. So.
Yeah.
Well, I bet you didn't expect the interview to go that direction, did you?
No, but I'm glad we could talk about beauty products and stuff. It's my favorite thing.
Well, everybody, we're at the top of the hour. Go ahead and show them what we're doing next week. I actually did load it for once in my life. Next week, everybody, don't forget The Council. We have a council episode, same night as the Lex Live thing. But so the council meets, that launches our month and a half of nothing but inside baseball stuff about Scarefest. We're going to try to get everybody explain when you show up how you can get through the lines, how you can best navigate, how you can best get everything done that you want to get done in the weekend. Everybody, this has been Scarefest TV. Thanks to my guest, Melanie Kinnaman. Thanks, Joanna. Everybody, see you next week.